The views and opinions expressed on Dojo Drifter Live are those of the hosts, guests, and callers, and are not necessarily those of Wusa Studios, its management, or other hosts or advertisers. The shows produced by Wusa Studios can promote any lifestyle, belief, religion, political affiliation, or other personal practice. These shows are for entertainment purposes only and might include strong themes, images, sex, or language that may not be suitable for all audiences. Viewer discretion is advised.
We are back!
New Year!
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year, everyone!
Happy New Year, guys! This is Wusa. This is Wusa. This is Dojo Drifter
Yes,
Live.
this is Wusa Studios, and we are Dojo Drifter Live.
Yeah, what's up, guys? So this is Gab,
I'm Oji.
This is Spanky.
and with us is our special guest, Mr. Richard Lasprilla.
Hi.
To start off the year, we've got
Legit.
URCC champ
Yes, sir.
Richard Lasprilla.
Happy New Year, everyone.
Boom.
Yes. All right. So to start the show,
2014.
just call us. The lines are open. 631-2264.
Discount.
You can tweet us at
Ooh.
Dojo_Drifter and Skype us at Wusa Studios. So guys, how was your New Year, man? It was an epic end to the year for
Yeah,
MMA
I wish
fans.
we had a podcast after UFC 168.
Exactly.
Damn, man, the things we could have talked about. Anyway, but we're here now. We can talk
Ton
about
of
that shit
things.
now.
Yep. So again, the Twitter line is open. You can tweet us anytime. Dojo_Drifter. We have a jam-packed show today, so let's start off. We left off with the UFC 168, Anderson Silva versus Chris Weidman, the last fight of the year. 3 fights I wanna talk about for this main card. For this card, the first is Brown versus Barnett. Could you give us a recap of that fight?
This was ranked number 5 and ranked number 6 heavyweight in the UFC's heavyweight division.
Yeah.
It was Travis Brown, 6'7", against Josh, the War Master. Apparently, War Master.
Hindi na siya
Dati
babyface.
babyface assassin.
Bakit
So,
naman pa yun?
6'3", big guys, and Brown won against Alistair Overeem. Barnett won against Frank Mir,
Yeah.
who are the 2 losers from that fight
Are
are
gonna
going to be
fight.
fighting in I
Yeah.
think 71. It's going to be in the next feature cards. Anyway, Brown just destroys Barnett, man.
Yeah, I was
mean,
surprised.
yeah, dude. And he does the thing after. He
He did it?
Yeah, he did it.
I didn't know
He did
this.
the baby-faced assassin thing at the end.
Uh-huh.
So, I don't know, man. Brown is on a tear right now. He vicious elbows. He knew what to do to the ear. It wasn't a 12-6. It was, man, solid. Barnett went in for the takedown, basically. And as soon as it was against the cage, so he couldn't.
It was actually a very, very good timing for Travis Brown. Because when Barnett went in, he caught him with a knee.
With the knee.
Which really set up the
Elbows.
the finish. Because from there, you can see that Barnett really slowed down.
Yeah.
He just rested on the legs of Travis Brown, and then that's the timing that Travis Brown saw for the elbows.
And with the elbows, tulog siya.
Yeah.
After those elbows.
I think he tried to recover. Nung kumapit na siya, I think I have time. But Travis
Wala,
Brown,
yeah, that was
sharp
like-
sharp talaga eh. Like everything is.
4 strikes to the
yeah.
ear, and there you go. Oh, but here's the thing, though. I mean, we've been talking about it in the show that the heavyweight division is basically just a Junior Dos Santos, Cain Velasquez show. But with
So
this
not
win,
anymore.
not anymore. What do you think? I mean, what's the most logical approach to this heavyweight division thing?
Verdum, diba, is
The
waiting.
Verdum's up there. I think Kane is out eh.
Yeah,
You know,
he's outside a year.
he's coming back from, if I'm not mistaken, shoulder surgery.
surgery.
So right now it's Verdum against I don't know who's scheduled to fight. So yeah.
Wala
Well,
pa eh. Oh.
I think they're setting up the Travis Brown versus Fabricio Verdum.
Uh-huh.
You-
Solid, yeah.
If you remember the post fight interview of Brown, who was calling Verdum his sweetheart for a date.
What?
Yeah, because but while Verdum
Trash talking yan.
wanted to really wait for Tate
Yeah,
to
for the title shot.
Yeah, for the title shot. But I think that's one of the more logical thing to do is just really set that up. Anyway,
Yeah.
they'll be fighting if Verdum wins against Kane, he'll be fighting Brown.
Brown.
So,
That's
yeah,
true. That's
definitely.
true.
You
They're
know
bound
what?
to fight. Mhm.
Guys, just to comment on the heavyweight division, it's like whoever's on the top of the mountain right now, and basically the baddest man on the planet is now Cain Velasquez. I just noticed it. It's like the heavyweights right now pattern themselves against the champ. So if it was Brock, everyone was trying to get big.
Yeah.
You saw guys
Like
like
Mir
Frank Mir
was
and
putting on
who's
muscle.
the other guy? The
Carwin.
knockout- Carwin,
Shane
Shane Carwin.
Carwin.
Everybody started getting
That's
big.
true. Yeah.
And right now, I think they're working on their cardio, their athleticism. You know, it's
The
like
speed and technique.
yeah, it's not more or less to get to that 265 limit. It's the 240 range. You see guys like Stipe Miocic who's fighting Gabriel Gonzaga. It's gonna be a wild
Yeah,
fight.
yeah.
And all of these guys like Brendan Schaub signed a how many fight contract. So it's guys out there are still the heavyweight division is looking pretty stacked. But right now I think I'm looking at Fabricio Verdum to win that if it's against Travis Brown. But given the momentum of Brown, I don't know. It's gonna be a tough one.
Yeah,
for me.
man. I would like to see Siyempre Brown versus Verdum.
But
And I'd be rooting for Brown. I don't
Ako
know.
rin,
I just
pare.
it's
he
athletic,
just
no?
he stole it for me in the last
I
fight.
haven't seen him on the
Sold,
ground.
man. He was really good. Oh yeah, but we haven't seen him on the ground. Great point, man.
Sir Richard, what's
Yeah,
your
true.
take on it? I haven't seen him on the
Well,
ground.
Brown versus Verdum will be a very, very tricky fight because
It will.
Verdum has to come in with a very intelligent game plan. Why? First off, how will you be able to implement your game plan, which is really a ground game, against someone you really
Distance.
can take down?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
on the first few minutes, you just really can't take him down because he's very fresh also. But then again, if you want to smother him with strikes or even clinch fighting, the guy is taller than Verdum.
He's
who is
6'7".
Also
He's
very
massive.
striking. So at this point, it's really on paper. It's Brown, really.
Yeah.
But Verdum can come in with a very intelligent game plan. Again, like what I was saying, maybe come in with good striking, and then maybe nobody has tried Greco fighting with Brown.
With Brown, yeah,
So
exactly.
We don't know because everyone's been trying to take him down using freestyle wrestling.
Grab
Yeah.
And that's
double
a
leg
different-
takedown. Yeah.
It's two different takedowns that you have to implement with Travis Brown. So you have to have a Greco and even a freestyle takedown for him. So at least you'll be playing in his head also, giving him things to think about.
Yeah.
I think it's a perfect
yeah.
example also that maybe Vitor Belfort would say would be the young hungry lion versus
Yes,
the
yes.
it's an age factor. If you guys hardcore fans out there know Fabricio Verdum, throwback in. I mean
Pride days,
before
man. Oh.
when Junior Dos Santos made his debut, the uppercut from
Yeah.
hell,
Yeah,
and then
exactly.
trying to make that happen again. I don't know, but Fabricio for me in Strike Force, he went up against Lethal Striker and Alistair Overeem, and he would welcome him in his guard. If
Yes.
you guys saw
Yeah,
that in
yeah.
Strike
Yes,
Force,
yes.
and
He'd lie
Overeem
on
would
his
just
back,
let him
yeah.
stand
Yeah.
up. That's how dangerous he is on the ground. So
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
I'm playing. I'm
Yeah.
It's really again right now, like what you said, Brown has all the momentum
Yeah.
on his side, but experience-wise, Verdum has it.
Yeah.
And his striking has
Yeah,
improved
yeah.
so much.
Yeah,
I mean, I
exactly,
remember the Roy
everything.
Nelson fight.
Yes.
I mean, he just threw bombs at Roy, and it was
Traded.
sharp.
Knees.
Yeah, he was sharp
Exactly.
A lot of
under
good knees.
Master Rafael Cordero,
Yeah.
striking coach niya. And he I remember in that Roy Nelson fight talking about that, and he would. They were about to exchange. He would
strike.
point down.
I
I remember
remember,
that.
yeah.
It's like he would point down, and you know what?
It's like,
they
hey,
would
look at that.
down
And he's
and-
gonna hit you. Yeah, yeah.
It's legal. You know what I mean?
Hey,
Yeah,
it works.
exactly.
It works.
Sleeping,
Yeah.
boom. So I don't know.
Ako nga, the way I say it nga, si Brown, I said even before the Barnett fight, I said if Brown keeps it at a distance, he's good. Launch strikes from
The
different
reach.
angles, yeah.
Yeah.
But if he gets clinched up against a cage like Barnett did to Mir, he's kind of in trouble.
Yeah.
Because, like, if you remember, then Overeem did that to Brown.
Yeah.
Got him against the cage, hit him with knees and stuff. Diba? So,
But we're talking
Same
about
thing here.
steroids here. So that's steroids, you know what I mean?
It was
Yeah,
steroids.
it was steroids.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
pero yun nga,
Seriously.
see, if the fight is yun nga, a stand-up striking battle between Verdum and Brown, I'd imagine Brown would take it.
I think Brown's gonna go to sleep Talking about chokes, we have something special for you guys later.
Ha ha ha.
So anyway, let's move on.
All
Next
right,
fight.
so the next fight, which was an interesting one, was
Damn it!
Miesha Tate, Ronda
Tate ka
Rousey
ba?
2.
Yeah,
Tate
dude.
ka ba?
Don't like Ronda Rousey.
Huh?
I'm sorry.
Why?
I just don't like her, man.
No, man.
Ito, here's the thing. Just for the fans out
Rousey
there.
ka?
For the
Oh no!
For the fans out there who
What?
wasn't able to catch it, Ronda Rousey caught Miesha Tate on the third round with an armbar
Again.
and this is her eighth fight. Eighth fight
armbar win.
ending in an armbar. Actually, all of
The
her
arm
professional
collector.
fights have ended in an armbar. Pero at least at this fight,
Yeah.
tumagal si Tate.
Miesha Tate made the history.
Yeah.
Taking her into the
For
third
sure.
Na
round.
umabot ng third round.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, we've been discussing it in the show last year before we ended the last episode. As
judo
a grappler yourself, why do you think, kasi parang our logic here is that you already know that it's
Yes.
coming.
Boom, bago yun.
Diba?
Guys, we're looking at this now.
Nice.
Richard,
Meron na tayong
this is the
inset.
first time. Wow.
Improve. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Nag-level up tayo.
Level up. Okay.
You know,
Get some sponsors up in this bitch.
you know what's gonna happen. You know what's gonna it's gonna come eventually.
That's hard.
Why
man.
does she still get it?
Well, it's just really technique.
Technique.
Guys.
Yeah.
Wow!
Lahat din na nag-grappling.
Tayo naman
Whoever
yung ano.
is in the even in boxing, you know he's going to punch you, but he still catches you.
Yeah.
Same thing. It's technique. It's not how fast you do it, how strong you do it. It's more of the timing. And just really the torquing, the positioning, everything.
And I think judo played a big card.
very
there. Talking
big,
about judo.
very
You saw how she threw Miesha Tate? As
Yeah,
in, like,
Miesha Tate was just really
why-
collecting frequent
Oh!
fire.
Oh,
Grabe.
pare. Grabe.
As in, there was a point na nakakaawa na, whoa, dude, relax. Oh, wait, they're in MMA pala. It's in a
Yeah.
cage, sorry.
And
Yeah,
this
yeah.
is
I mean, I
like
had to check myself.
perfect form in terms of judo. Like
Yeah.
everything was,
Yeah.
the execution was
Yeah, I said
perfect.
nga,
In the
'cause-
headlock, tapos
Yeah, 'cause
transition
si
from
Tate
there.
kasi early on got that outer leg trip.
Yeah,
She
yeah,
got
yeah.
one takedown. And she kept trying it, hoping it
Yeah,
would work.
yeah. No,
Pero
different
There's
different
this
animal.
one
eh.
very beautiful takedown of Ronda Rousey when Miesha Tate shot in for a double leg.
Turned
Yeah,
around.
flipped
Oh.
her. Like, it
Oh
was
my God.
nothing. I know.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So, but yung what impressed me is from there, she implemented her jujitsu. So basically,
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, if you're remembers like Hickson Gracie,
Mhm.
you know they have just one technique.
The
Even Roger
legend.
Gracie in the Mundials,
yeah.
they do the same technique over and over, and they're not fighting slouch.
Yeah.
And like slouch, they're also black belts, but they keep on getting that. It's because of the technique that they, they've been doing this thousands.
I
of
don't
times
think
already.
it's even that Ronda Rousey. I don't think she's a black belt. But it's the saying that do not fear the man who does 1,000 moves.
Yeah.
Fear the man who does one move
One move
1,000 times
1,000
and really
times.
well. It's
Exactly.
like Palhares. And it's like Team Alpha Male with the
Yeah.
guillotine. You know what I mean?
Yes.
You know what she's going for. But yung even how she pulled the arm, it's not against the yung ikakalas niya, yung wrist, everything
Yeah.
was so
Yeah.
like she did it 1,000 times basically.
And she didn't have the foot in front of the face.
Yes, yes.
Typically,
Yeah.
You
It
want
was
to
behind
High
the-
level,
the
high
head
with the
level.
face with the
Exactly.
armbar.
She was getting it from the side na talaga na even Tate was resting her head on the leg
yeah.
Of Rousey, yeah, on the thigh.
But it was, this is the first time that I don't want to discriminate, but I've never thought that I'll be sweating. I'll be very
Yeah,
excited
man.
for
Women's
Ako
fight,
rin, ako rin.
exactly.
Yeah.
Oh,
Grabe,
grabe.
and then the technique there is there already, unlike before.
In a non-lustful
Yeah.
manner. I mean, sweating also. In a non-lustful manner.
yeah, true.
You're watching in your
Boxers
boxers,
pa na, tas
Although chicks
Yeah.
si
But
Rousey
nang
noon,
pinapawisin
pare.
full aircon din. Anyways, sorry, Sir Richard. Go
Pero
ahead.
kasi nga, di ba isipin yung mukha ni Ronda, how do you think?
Yeah. Even
Oh.
you should
Kasama
take.
din.
Yeah, for
On a
sure.
date, while eating, tapos ganun siya parati.
Oo, laging galit, no? Laging
She's
galit.
mean. She's mean.
Sana naman galing. Mga ganun.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, we were watching the fight. I watched with my brothers, my wife, and then first time I got to see a female fight. They say, "What does it look like but to watch two women fighting?" And they were shocked. I mean, these women, really brought it,
They
diba?
brought it. They
Yeah,
brought it.
fight of the night. They won fight of the
They
night.
did it in
No
submission
doubt.
of the night. So
Submission of the night.
Pero
Exactly.
kawawa si
Here's an
Tate, man.
here's an interesting thing coming off that fight though.
Who's next?
Which is not
Okay,
yet. But
not yet.
because the one who's next is Sarah McMahon, right? And
We'll
this is an
see.
interesting fight because it's an Olympian versus another Olympian.
But we'll see.
McMahon being a wrestler.
Yeah, silver
Olympic
medalist in the
wrestler.
Olympics. Yeah.
But aside from that, an interesting thing, and this is why I love Ronda Rousey so much. She didn't shake Miesha Tate's hand.
Yeah.
And this is
That's
why
cool.
women's
That's not
fighting
cool.
is so interesting. It's
Yeah.
because
She's a Brock
may,
Lesnar of
This
the
is
women's.
may
No, really,
personalan eh.
Oh.
Hindi, ganito. Okay lang yun. Pero we didn't know na parang, she insulted my family. Wait, hindi ko nasundan yung Ultimate Fighter. Please explain. Or whatever, any point that, please enlighten us.
Okay.
Biglang, parang, oh,
But
wow,
that's the
insert
thing.
drama.
That's the
Diba?
thing. This is why I hate Chael Sonnen. Because Chael will say all these stuff before the fight. And then after the fight, it's like,
Yeah.
he's the best fighter I've
Like,
ever
say what
fought.
you mean.
He's
Yeah,
so
yeah,
good.
yeah.
He's, galing, ganyan, ganyan. Tapos, diba, parang,
At the end of the day,
back
hey
the shit
Vanderlay,
up. Exactly.
where you at? Let's drink. Parang,
Yeah, exactly. Like, let's have barbecue, Anderson Silva.
Saan ka?
Ito, si Ronda.
Pinoy bigla.
Si
Pinoy yun
Ronda,
eh.
you're a bitch. You're forever gonna be a bitch to me. Which is
don't know,
respect, man.
I don't know.
WWE, pare.
Ganito, Josh Barnett is also mean. Maangas yun eh. I
Yeah,
don't know,
true,
but
true.
di ba?
Grabe.
In terms of meanness, kung sila ni Brown, durog si Brown, so parang ang angas eh.
Yeah, definitely, man. It's Josh
Walang
Barnett.
cuts, alam mo yun?
Oo.
Pero, dude, I mean like this guy, wow.
Yeah, he
I'd
looked
be
like
scared.
It's like a truck driver. You put him in the
ring.
in the octagon bigla.
Para siyang Tank Abbott na may technique. Parang
Yeah,
ganyan, di ba?
may
Tank
slight
Abbott.
submissions and
If
shit.
Barnett
Exactly,
ended up
exactly.
with Ronda Rousey, wow, grabe, angry child yun.
Ah, they are good.
Dude, I'm just saying, man. that
He'd
would
come
be
out of
a
the womb.
mean kid.
Ganun na yung
Yeah,
mukha
yeah,
niya.
yeah, yeah. I don't know, but I don't know. For me, yeah, si Tate talaga. Ronda Rousey, a lot of guys said talaga that who were watching, parang, dude, parang hindi babae. You know what I mean? In terms of how she threw
Yeah,
Miesha
yeah,
Tate, yung
exactly.
dating rin, like, it's a different animal na parang you put in a Shih Tzu with a pit bull. Parang iba eh. Not to take
totoo
away
yan.
anything from Miesha Tate. He was a great mixed martial artist in his own.
She
in
got
her own right,
Rousey a
but
few times. Diba?
Yes,
She
yes,
got
yes.
Rousey a few
I
times.
was up off my chair when she had her mouth open. When Ronda had her mouth open, I was like, oh shit, paganda to. Wala na, you can catch her. Pero no, dude, it's like so many times the arm collector,
She rolls so
Yeah.
hard, man.
Cyborg,
When on the
Dana
floor.
White, sign
Man,
Cyborg.
I think Cyborg would kill Ronda Rousey. Well, not literally kill, but she'd beat her.
But she's yun massive. Yun, like,
massive.
I think she walks around 170.
Yeah.
Scary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bro, this
Big,
fight,
yeah.
I just want to
She's
give props
massive.
din to Ronda Rousey kasi
Yeah, for sure.
fan din ako eh.
Respect.
Now she showed a better all-around game. For the first time, she was taken down. First time on her back.
Yeah.
Mhm.
She did well, and then she improved
stood
her
up.
striking. Yeah.
Stood up
Yes, yes.
against
Yeah.
McMahon.
So
Against
Tate.
Miesha Tate.
And she's
Yeah.
working with the Gracie, sila Hender Gracie, and
Mhm.
I think that's just gonna improve her. But I don't know. Outside of the octagon, sorry. Not,
Yeah, she's
not a class
crazy.
act, but you
She's
know what I mean.
crazy.
She's been
No,
hanging
she's
out with the
just
Diaz
real.
brothers.
Yeah.
She's real.
No, she's been hanging out with the
Right.
Diaz brothers.
She's
Man.
really-
Like,
I-
come
I
on.
think she's a nice person too.
Uh-uh.
Well, a lot of people are saying that, pero siguro I think she is somehow kahit papaano.
think so,
Like with
but-
anyone else din naman. Siguro each and every one of us have lost them din naman.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
talagang iba lang talaga siya
May
when it comes in
dislike.
front of your
Yeah.
camera.
Yeah.
And she doesn't hide her hatred.
She's real.
Her anger, yeah.
I respect that.
So what do you think of a wrestler versus a judo practitioner this time? An Olympic wrestler versus a
It's
judo.
more of how you will translate whatever technique that you've learned
Yeah.
with the Olympic sport into MMA. Like what we were discussing before the show. Not all of the MMA champions have been like GSP. He's touted as the best MMA wrestler, but his background is
Yeah.
karate.
Karate.
Yeah.
So it will depend now. I think Rousey translates more of her technique into MMA.
Mhm.
And like what Gab said, she's shown all around improvement
Mhm.
from striking, and then she's more composed now.
Yeah.
I think you can see how composed she is. She even was caught in a triangle.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
just slammed Tate down.
Mhm.
So we'll see. I think it will still be Rousey.
Oh, yeah.
But there will. I'm just looking for that one female fighter at 35 pounds who will, threaten. For John Jones, there's Alexander Gustafsson.
Yeah.
For Anderson Silva, it was really Chris Weidman. There's some sort of kryptonite in the future. Not really. It's like GSP and Johnny Hendricks. So I just want to find that rival for Ronda Rousey that will take her to the brink. That I almost had you. You know what I mean?
I think it'll be someone who will be who's a hard striker at point striking, and then with a very good wrestling just to negate the takedowns of Ronda Rousey. Because right now, I don't see any female fighter will be out grappling her.
Yeah.
Anytime soon. So
Unless Kyra or
Kira
Kira Gracie.
So
comes
it will be
into
someone
the
who
picture.
can just really soften her up with strikes first, both with her face, her body, and her legs. Then that's when they can take her down and just again smother him with grappling. Until then, I'm not.
Top of the mountain for Ronda Rousey. So I think it's a perfect example in what Brian Stan kept saying at the UFC Fight Night Singapore. She is really massive for this weight class. I think so. Kasi it's like, but it's the perfect weight cut for her.
For her.
It's
Yeah.
like that. She's
That's
walking
what
around
she's saying.
152, diba? Cut 17 pounds. I think it's the perfect weight
just
class,
right.
but that's still 17 pounds. You know what I mean?
Because she can't go up. She can't go up to
Where she
Cyborg's
used to
weight.
fight,
Why?
diba?
Why not?
She used to fight at featherweight, diba? In Strikeforce.
In strike
Really?
force?
In Strikeforce.
Wild. I
And
didn't
then she
know that.
went down just for the title shot against Tate. Won it, stuck with it in the UFC. So parang she was fighting in a heavier weight division. Kaya nga people say that it's like she's ducking Cyborg because they were in the same division before.
Oh, okay. This is I
Yeah.
did not.
I think
know
there's
that.
also I think manager ni Cyborg is Tito Ortiz. So
Tito Ortiz,
bad
ayaw
blood
sa
with
UFC.
yeah.
But
Ah,
again,
yeah.
Oh, that
perfect
guy.
ang
We'll see.
135 nga kay
Yeah.
Rousey, yeah.
because she doesn't have that. I think as compared to Cyborg, she's really
Massive.
muscular.
Batak,
She's really
diba?
muscular, but Rousey is a good mix of both fats and
Athletic.
muscle.
Yeah. She's actually
So,
sexy. Diba? If you think
Yes.
about it.
Miesha
Yeah,
Tate.
You don't have to think
Ah,
about
okay,
it.
Miesha Tate.
No, Ronda.
Pero I like
Miesha-
Kat Zingano
Miesha
for
Tate
some
is
reason.
Muscular.
Yeah,
compared
she is.
to
Pero feminine
Rousey,
yun.
yeah.
She looks like a
Oh.
boxer actually,
Oh,
diba?
yes.
If you think about it.
Kat
Yeah.
Zingano, or just to another top tier contender. Not to look past Sarah McMahon. Is it right? Tama. No relation to Vince McMahon. Just saying.
Yeah,
So I think Kat Zingano is one fight away, one good
Yeah.
performance
Yeah,
away
she
from
just
getting
gotta
the title
recover
shot.
naman eh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pero I think si Kat is more of a striker din eh.
She is.
So for me, McMahon would provide a better fight for
Yeah.
Rousey.
Because someone who can trade with Rousey in terms of going to the
Yeah.
ground, diba?
Yeah, I
So,
think nga this could be the first fight that goes a distance. Because if
We'll
Rousey
see.
gets taken down, and it's like a Chael Sonnen type of fight.
The vision hasn't come to me yet. I'm the prophet,
Yeah,
by
the
the way.
prophet. He will tell us how it'll end
Yeah.
in the next episode.
I called the Bigfoot and Mark Hunt so
Ah.
close. Whatever, dude. Let's get it in a submission second round. It goes the distance. Draw. Wow.
Draw.
What a prophet.
Close.
Sorta. Close enough. I
Best
don't know.
best fight of the year,
Yeah.
though. One
And
of the
we're
best.
talking
fights of the
about the next
year. Oh, ito.
one.
Ay, wala. Oh.
Boom.
Okay.
Our main event.
Prophecy
Uh,
fulfilled.
For fans who don't know, last episode of 2013,
For those who don't know, who doesn't
We-
know about this one?
we had a
Oh, yeah, about the bet.
and for
About-
Richard
about
also,
the prophecy.
we had a bet, diba?
Oh,
Because I am a huge Anderson Silva
Oh, God.
fan, and for me he is the best fighter
Just let it
in
out, bro.
the MMA right now. So yeah, and basically, ang usapan namin is if Anderson Silva wins, they wear Sandos to the first show of the year.
Look like. Kaya ngayon,
If
very
Anderson
formal tayo.
exactly,
Tama.
if Anderson Silva loses, I wear my Ellen Adarna costume. If
you
you
haven't-
haven't seen it,
Why
It's
do you
fine.
have Ellen Adarna
I think
costume?
split na ata.
Why
eh.
in the dark?
No, I don't know. He was so bored. No, I don't
yeah, I
know.
was.
He works
We'll
for
show it to you later.
advertising. Eh.
We'll show it to you later, but
No, we won't.
We have.
I'm kidding.
I have this viral video of kung familiar ka doon sa Ellen Adarna na nagbo-boxing.
No, not yet.
Hindi mo
Wow,
pa nakikita
wow.
yun.
What a front.
Oh, we'll
Are
show you. We'll
serious?
show it to you. We'll show it to you.
Oh,
We
not
don't
yet.
believe you.
Seen it like 4 times already. Wow.
Basically, she was boxing in a
Oh, skip.
parang cut sando. And I have a version of that.
Dude, yung lie detector natin tumalon kanina.
Yung usapan namin is, susutin ko yun for the year show. And I am a man of my word.
No, at the end na lang,
Wala ba
ipapakita natin.
Nah, I'll do the whole show in this.
Dapat may background music tayo na sexy.
We might get calls,
Is
guys.
this okay, Migs?
Okay lang yan.
Oh my...
Okay.
Usog tayo dito.
Okay lang yan. Wild.
Wow! Trade tayo ng seats.
Fine.
Trade tayo.
I am a man of my word.
Let's go, let's
Fine,
go.
don't walk out. Okay.
That's it for our show.
So,
Wow!
Sure, he looks like you that.
Yes. Ko to, men. I this every time. Really?
Okay, so I'm a man of my word. I'm wearing this the
Yeah.
whole show today.
Yes, unfortunately.
Guys, you have to call.
Yeah.
Here,
Call
yan.
up or tweet us for any
No,
violent
don't tweet
reactions.
na. Don't tweet. Just call.
631-2264. So,
Oh.
let's move on.
No. Let's slow down the show.
So, Anderson Silva versus Chris Weidman.
Awkward.
No one fucking knew this would... No one knew this would happen.
Si
Yeah,
Migs
you
ang laki
guys called
ng...
this.
Migs
Come
with a
on.
Z ang laki ng ngiti.
Come on, I am a professional MMA analyst. Do
No,
not-
you're not.
No.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
Take me seriously.
I don't think anyone will take us seriously after this show. Grabe, ang dami nag-online. Oh my God.
Okay. It's forever.
Alright.
It will
Alright.
be
Seared
flagged.
into our memories.
Jesus
So
Christ.
we didn't plan to have a guest today, so you know.
Oh.
I didn't plan to
I
see
did
this
not
also.
think. that-
No, but respect to OG, seriously.
Yeah,
Tingnan mo,
oo, pare,
nagtataka na
papanindigan
lahat
ko
ng
yun.
tao. Oh my God, please turn away.
Okay, so for
Enough nila
For
lahat
any-
mga
for
kumukulang.
for anyone who hasn't watched it yet, but I'm pretty sure you knew what happened.
Yeah.
Anderson Silva broke his leg the second round
Plain and simple.
of the Anderson Silva Chris Weidman fight
Poker face
for
ko
the
to, bro.
middleweight
Uh-huh.
championship. And but you know, coming from an Anderson Silva fan, props to Chris Weidman. Great first round, epic first round for him. He caught him with a right hand
knocked
in the
him down.
clinch, knocked him down, and kept him on the floor.
Mhm.
Unfortunately, second round happened, and there you go. He broke his leg.
Yeah.
Gruesome leg break.
Yeah.
Spanky obviously cannot get
No,
over.
I know, I cannot get over the win of Weidman because I
Yes.
know he'll be. But let's
Oh,
talk.
but-
We were talking about that. He was checking everything.
Yes.
Mhm.
In
Good
terms of
kick
age,
defense.
then in terms of age, na Anderson's 38,
Mhm.
and I think it's time for me.
To retire.
No, it's the changing of the guard.
Oh yeah,
And if
definitely.
ever, I read that if you guys aren't familiar with Corey Hill, am I right? Corey
Yeah,
Hill was
Corey
the guy
Hill
who
was
suffered.
the first one
was the
in,
first
in
one.
the UFC. Yeah.
in the octagon, who suffered the same sort of injuries, was just gruesome. He released this article saying that Anderson has to come to terms that he has to be on painkillers. And
Yeah, exactly.
and dahil may bakal na yung shin
Shin
niya.
niya.
Shin niya, Aoki.
Aoki.
Yung shin niya.
Okay.
But
Oh.
you know natin, did you see his signature? Parang, oh wow, they really did it. So anyway,
Tuwang-tuwa naman
Oh
kayo.
no, you
Oh.
didn't. Shin niya, Aoki.
Hashtag immaturity. Hashtag immature sa,
Okay.
sa mga tweets niya. So anyway, with his na may bakal na nga yung shin, sinabi rin na he'll feel it before it starts to rain.
Pag lumalamig.
Yeah.
True,
Yung
true.
talagang
Wow.
when you hear old people talk talaga na I can feel it na in my knees or wherever. It's true eh. And if he does get back to fighting, which hopefully he will, kahit one fight lang, and I don't know if the John Jones thing will happen pa at this point, but I don't know. The first thing he asked as soon as they operated on him was, when can I start
When can I
training?
train
Yeah.
again?
Heart of a champion. you know.
At this rate, I actually just want to see him fight Roy Jones Jr.
Yeah, dude. If it's
Diba?
boxing,
Oh, that's good.
Yeah,
Low
exactly.
kicks naman dun,
Sure,
diba?
why
not? Yeah,
Perfect.
Yeah.
But speaking of fighting again, I like what other people have been saying is that the biggest obstacle to Anderson Silva now is that
The mental.
aspect of the game.
Yeah.
Because as Doctor said, as early as 8 months from now, he
Cleared.
can
Train.
actually start training. So
It's the
give him
healing
another
process,
6 to 8 months.
the rehab, then the training.
But
Yeah.
coming
Cleared
from an
for-
injury, as a fighter, Richard, how do you get over that?
What is
I mean,
the worst
how
injury you've
how do you
sustained? I mean, in the-
throw a leg kick? We were talking a while earlier before the show about that you
Mhm.
got an injury as
Well,
well.
first and foremost, he can go back to fighting, but not at the same level
Yeah,
like before.
he will never be the same.
Yes, it will never be the same. And but coming off an injury, there's a lot of people that I know was a broken arm, already fractured arm, who got back into fighting, who is still boxing. I myself have a fracture here on my hand.
Oh.
I fractured the middle bone. Okay, when throwing a punch. I even fractured my orbital bone already. It was before a fight. Both happened before a fight. But
In
I still
training?
fought in training.
And
So people can always say that he might not be the same, but after that, after the fracture, after one fight, after that was my best fight.
Oh.
So for that, we can't really measure the heart and the
True. For sure,
the passion,
The
of
drive of
person.
Anderson,
Yes,
for
the
sure.
drive. But like what you said, pag fractured, yes, when it's cold, you will feel it. It will,
Ramdam mo talaga.
May
yes,
bakal
yes,
na talaga
you
eh,
really
no?
feel it. But that will just, after some time, it can get back to almost normal.
Mhm.
But he can't be throwing kicks
Leg
like that
kicks, yeah.
anymore.
Yeah, as
So-
strong as that.
And also, because he's 38, advanced age already, the way he will be fighting, like what Vanderlei, sila Chuck Liddell, they can't be fighting young guns anymore.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Kasi masyado nang parang pinapatay na natin sila eh. So same way with Anderson, he might be fighting with the same fighters of the same bracket
Yeah.
already, age bracket.
Yeah.
But he can still come back.
You
He can
think-
still come back.
Do you
But I think-
personally think he can still come back?
he can
But I
still
think it's
fight.
like that last Rocky movie that I want to get back in the ring. It's like, all right, we gotta give it to you straight. You're old, you're slow. You know what I mean? They
Yeah,
work
exactly.
with what they have, and I think it's a fighter's mentality talaga. It's like I can't say no. You know, we'll highlight that even in the UFC Fight Night or the main event, diba? When
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
talaga. But I think for Anderson Silva is more than the mental aspect. That's number one. Number two is he has to come to terms that people will target that. It's a
Yeah.
fight. Knowing
Yeah.
full well that Anderson, sorry, you're in the cage. It
Yeah.
happened. I'm gonna target that shit. You do know.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Yeah, and he does.
Oh.
And it's gonna happen. I don't know. So we'll
Exactly.
see.
I saying, I'd like it if he just like hangs it out. But it would be great.
For sure.
That would be like a amazing legendary story. He comes back, wins one fight,
Wins
then
one,
hangs it
and
out.
then retires. Yeah.
But I don't see it happening. And
He
that'd
doesn't
be
have to
cool.
prove
And he
anything.
doesn't
This-
have to. Yun
This is
nga,
the
eh.
perfect
Exactly.
example. You don't
Now.
have to prove
Exactly.
anything.
Yun nga.
Like yung how he retired was, you literally had to break him
Literally.
so that he had.
Force him
You
to
know what
quit.
I mean? It's
Oo.
like
Yeah.
that's
That's
the
true.
best
That's
way
a good
to
one.
go out. But I don't know, Chris Weidman. That's a different animal. Yung the thing Joe Rogan pointed out in their fight, in every fight that Chris Weidman's been in, he's improved so much on all the other aspects, and he's a well-rounded fighter. But the thing that stands out for me is yung his distance.
Yeah.
Yung distance na he knew how to.
Who's this?
Chris
Silva.
Weidman.
Weidman.
Chris
Weidman. He
Kasi
knew
with,
how
with
to
Anderson,
gauge
that's,
the distance
Mhm.
between.
that's his
Anderson
strong
and
point,
him.
din eh. It's like.
He's long, man.
And Anderson, he beats you before you get in the cage. As soon as you step in the cage also, yung Damian Maya, grabe sa ground, but yung the judging of the distance, hindi ka makapasok. Like,
Yeah.
guy moves like he's from the Matrix, but Chris Weidman negated that. There's a new breed, and I think it's time na talaga eh.
Exactly.
Yeah, true.
Well,
He's a very smart fighter talaga. Like
Yeah.
what you said, ring generalship, iba talaga yung
Mhm.
control niya. He knows when to come in and when to back off.
Yeah.
I remember always si Alvin telling me na don't always come in. Oh, sige, you're you're better in wrestling and grappling, but even in striking, but you still have to control the ring. At least you will not get hurt easily. You will not be that tired also. So at least you have a good feel of where the corners will be, where your opponent will be at.
I think that's what sparring also gets. Yung talagang I know the distance, and I think these guys. Anderson is also 6'2". Everything was identical.
Yes.
You work with so many people, and it's like what Pat Miletich said. I watched one interview on YouTube na sinabi nga na it's not boxing. It's MMA is like chess to checkers. There are so many things that could happen that in striking, they branch out Muay Thai, you have capoeira, boxing, karate, and all of that. And grappling, you have wrestling, Greco-Roman, and jiu-jitsu, judo. There are so many things that can happen, and I think Chris Weidman is an example of that. And the guy is a beast. If you see his ADCC highlights, he's his boxing is, sino yung striking coach niya? Yung
Ray Longo.
Guy, out of that, who's this? Matt Saracamp. So the jiu-jitsu also is there, and he's a wrestler. So I don't know. For me, it was really Weidman's time, and much respect to Anderson Silva. But right now, the target being the biggest on your back, and the 185 division of the UFC is stacked. You have Machida entering. Has no problem now with he's not my friend. You know what I mean with Anderson.
Anderson's out.
Yeah.
So,
You have Jacare, oh my god, and you have Vitor.
Your
The
boy.
old dinosaur, man. I'm a Vitor,
The old
big
dinosaur.
Vitor fan. I don't know, they always the hungry lion and the sleepy pig. He's commenting on these an animal and metaphors.
Exactly.
I'm a hungry pig. What? I don't know, man. Vitor. Yeah.
Actually, coming off this fight, a lot of fans were negating Chris Weidman's performance. That it wasn't tested. Actually, he has nothing to prove against Anderson Silva, and I'm an Anderson Silva fan.
Yeah.
The
But
GOAT.
for me though, that's a thing. As a champion, his head is dangled there, and I think he hasn't fought anyone except for Anderson Silva.
Is there still any doubt for you that
No. Yung kay Anderson Silva, book closed. I mean, he proved in the last fight that he could stand and bang. He could trade. I think if he didn't break his shin, would have lasted 5 rounds.
Sure,
we wouldn't know, and I don't.
You wouldn't know that.
I don't even want to speculate who was gonna win that fight, if ever, because there's no reason to. But that's the thing. If you look at Weidman's resume, he hasn't fought a high caliber fighter yet.
Yeah.
Outside
Outside
Silva.
of those two fights with Silva, which, well, the one ended in an injury, and the other one, well, it's a win. A win is a win, but it's still
You still have guys who, I don't know if you still have a Vanderlei Silva who can jump from 205 to 185. You know what I mean?
Okay.
He can still have how many fights left after that Chaelson, and he could still face Weidman just to, if it does happen. You have Vitor Belfort, who's been knocking people out. He's in the exact same position.
Oh, we
What
have
is
a call.
this? Are you serious? No way, bro.
We have a call.
Pero,
Oh my god.
There.
okay. Do we still need the headphones?
Yeah, I think we do.
Yeah.
Hello?
Tell us.
Ay. Yeah. Hello?
Yo, what's up?
Uh,
Is this George? You bastard.
caller, call back.
Okay, so what were you saying, bro?
Anyway, we were saying
The fights to make it 185, is that what we're talking
Yeah.
about?
no, Vanderlei could go down.
Yeah.
And not just that, I mean, Vitor Belfort
Well,
is
even
up
Rashad
next.
Evans pondering of going
Yeah.
down, right?
But I think it's gonna be a big
Yeah.
cut for him. I've checked on
Too big a cut.
how he makes light heavy. He's a pretty big guy. Again, another call.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, tell us. Boom. Hello.
Hello?
Hello. Good afternoon. Hello.
Is there a caller? Oh, no. Anyway, sorry about that. Well, whoever's calling, call
Phone
back
sex
again.
lines.
Yeah, yeah, man, Rashad, because he came from heavyweight, remember, at
Yeah.
Tough.
Mm-hmm.
then
And he's
fight-
ripped na at 205.
Yeah. He said nga he would contemplate 185, but he's really comfortable. He feels at home at 205. So yeah, but man, 185 is just stacked. Right?
It's a
Yeah.
20-pound jump. Mahirap talaga yun eh.
Yeah.
The threshold ng That's why guys from 55, 45, 35, and even 25, yung 10 pound eh.
Yes.
Even 55 to 70, 15 pounds. But in 20, that's a lot, man. That's a lot. I mean,
Did you used
gotta,
to do a weight cut?
For me, because I really walk around at 135, 140, so going down to 125 back then to 129 is really no problem.
Talaga?
Yeah, no problem. Because
Wild.
It goes off in training, eh, no?
easily,
Gets off in training.
like here also in the Philippines, we're not advanced in terms of weight cutting.
The science. It's a
Oh,
science
yeah,
now.
It's a
eh.
science also. So what I do, even with our team, I tell them that you cut down now. At least 2 weeks, 3 weeks, you get your weight already before
Yeah.
fighting, and then we'll just maintain it. Unlike in US, they cut down
6
what?
to 8 weeks,
Yes.
parang the
Yeah.
latter
And
part
then
of
even
that.
even a week before, they do
Yeah,
cut down.
ma
like
crazy 20 pound.
Yeah.
So, but I saw some fighters because the way they rehydrate is also science.
Yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah.
So here we can't do that, but for me it's easy because magulay tayong
Yeah, nutrition, for
yeah,
sure.
love
Yeah.
vegetable.
For sure.
And then just eating the right protein, it's easier.
Yeah.
I think it's harder in US because of the
Krispy
the-
Kreme?
Yeah, the food that they have.
Yeah,
Diba?
pizza. Yeah, for sure.
That's true.
And that's
Most of
why-
their food talaga fried eh.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's the
Diba?
basis of
And
it.
it's good. So I'm just, it's just another episode. Pero that's why I think also Mike Dolce, the Dolce
The
diet
Dolce
has
diet,
exploded
yeah.
so much. Kasi the guy believes so much in his system. He used to fight in the Ultimate Fighter. I
Yeah.
think he had
Yes,
a
yes.
lethal left hand. He used to weigh 280 pounds. He wasn't weak or anything. He was a power lifter. But right now he's ripped and
Yeah.
you know
Yeah.
if
He looks like a 155.
yeah, and he's pretty big. He's strong, and let's say Chael is gonna cut 30 pounds. He'll cut with him because he knows that he believes so much in his
In his
system.
system.
And everybody's working with him now. And apparently, one guy in particular who's looking really good, BJ
BJ
Penn.
Penn.
BJ Penn
I
right
am
now,
looking
yeah.
forward to that 45
45, yeah.
The
day. Oh my
prodigy.
god! If you can
Exactly.
get BJ Penn to eat clean, wow.
Yeah.
Scary.
And be
rich. Scary.
Eat clean and party less.
Less.
Party
Yeah,
less,
yeah,
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 there,
yeah.
yeah. That's
Totoo,
important. Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. There's something in Hawaii talaga that's ano eh.
Chill sila eh.
Hop
Chill,
on.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
So what's next for Chris Weidman though? Going back to the fight.
Vitor.
Vitor
He's
is
going
next.
against
Go for
Vitor.
it.
I
What
think
do you
it's-
think about
he's
that fight?
he's in the same exact position as Uriah Faber in their respective weight classes.
Yes.
That they've been destroying everyone who's a top tier guy, either top 5 or in the top 10 at least, that you cannot deny them a shot
A
at
shot.
the title again.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
Uriah is waiting for the unification bout, and Vitor is just waiting for Weidman to heal up. I don't think he'll risk getting a fight before that. Kasi the 85 is really stacked. If he does lose, he'll
Yeah.
have to climb back up. So I'm rooting for Vitor here because
Because you're biased like that.
and he's
No,
also
I'm just kidding.
no, and he's also 36. He's either 35 or 36, and man, that's
Just
but-
give the old guy the championship.
man,
Kind of like
seriously, but-
Jason Kidd, right? Let
He's
him get
been
the ring.
spin kicking people.
Yeah.
You know what I
Exactly.
mean?
Yeah,
But
yeah,
if Vitor wins this, he would have won the heavyweight, light heavyweight, and,
and
middleweight.
middleweight.
Wild,
So
man.
the
he-
first guy to do those.
yeah.
And he
Three
fixed his
divisions.
mohawk. He fixed his mohawk. When
Thank
kinamera
God.
siya sa 168, he's like, yeah, we destroy you. Yeah, and he fixed his mohawk, man. And Jesus is on his side. Also, Chris Weidman.
Oh,
paano
oh my
yun?
God.
Who will
He
Jesus
was
pick
a
in this one?
Nako. Offerings na yan.
Do the
offerings
Vitor
na yan.
voice for Richard.
No, yung Vitor, when he called out Chael Sonnen, you remember when he was trying to get the fight with John Jones?
Yeah.
He was so pissed that Chael got to fight John Jones before him. So he said, "Get that clown Chael Sonnen out," and it became an Arnold thing. I was like, dude, di na Brazilian eh. And Jesus is gonna help me. And Dana White, I'm on Facebook. You follow me, Jesus.
Yeah, he's our resident impersonator. So yeah.
Vitor,
Well, what
man.
do you think of that fight though? I mean, how is it gonna go down?
I think I'm going with Weidman. I always have a logical and emotional pick.
Wow.
Oh,
Again, my
my-
emotional
Wow.
pick will be
Vitor.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
man.
with Weidman. and
That's a good
Silva,
one.
Yeah.
Emotional will be
Totoo.
Silva, but
I'm gonna
logical
have
will be
those,
Weidman.
man. One
Because
logical, one emotional.
They with Weidman, he has a.
We can include that emotional pick.
Yeah.
Logical pick.
Because he has a more complete arsenal in terms of defeating Vitor as compared to Vitor defeating Weidman. Because well, he has again the punches. Right now he's added the spinning kicks already.
Striking.
But with Weidman, again,
The wrestling.
the control of the distance, the wrestling, to even the ground and pound is there with him. So yeah, and I guess Weidman is just having this confidence growing in him, and he's still learning. And nothing to take away from Black Zillions, but John Danner is such a genius.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not just in jiu-jitsu, but even
Great
in
coach.
MMAs, yeah.
Ito yung mga you don't get to see much of the coaches.
Yeah.
But that's a big part rin of the fighter.
Yes.
You see them like even Matt Serra. You know, the guy's put on a ton of weight now.
Like
but
light heavyweight already.
yeah, man, I think that guy really likes his
and
pizza.
then his voice is getting smaller.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He was in the corner.
I don't feel lethargic. This is a pizza, man. It's like
New
a
Yorker. He's a New
accent.
York
He was
accent.
in the corner of
Yeah.
exactly,
So I don't know, but
that's actually one thing that I admire with MMA as compared to boxing. MMA is such a team-oriented sport.
Yeah, man.
Yes.
Nah, the brotherhood, you can really see the brotherhood there and the support of the team. And, it's fun going to 1FC events and seeing Mike Swick there
Yes.
or Henzo Gracie. It's just fun.
Yeah,
I love seeing the coaches.
But at the same time, when these guys change camps and their paths have to cross when they
drama,
you know what I mean? It's like for the longest
Melvin
time.
Millard.
Yun.
from
Against Cowboy Cerrone.
from
Jackson's.
he came from
Jackson's MMA.
Jackson's
Yeah.
MMA, went to Black Zillions, wanted to go back.
I don't know,
He wasn't
man.
let in.
I don't know, man.
That was a big issue last year. So yeah.
So
So
yun.
Yeah, like what you're saying, Spank, yung coaching is very crucial. I remember when I was fighting, there was a fight na Alvin wasn't really that much around at the time. He was busy with his with something else with work. I didn't have a very good performance then. So every time I fight, I always tell him the only way I'll fight Alvin is if you will be the one to train me. So, but I have different sets of coaches also, but we're very close knit. He always maintains na morning nandito ako, afternoon nandito ako, but every day nag-uusap kami every day. We get to see each other because after that kahit pa the MMA it's very emotional eh.
It is.
Yeah.
I get to peaks and throws talaga eh.
Yeah.
Pag may mga kasabay din ako ganun. We were talking one like si Louis Sanggalang, I remember we were talking. Umiiyak din siya ng gabi minsan. Why? We came from a good school tapos araw-araw binubugbog tayo.
Yeah.
Ganito,
Sometimes
tapos
you ask
grabe,
yourself, eh.
ang hirap. Pero, the only way for you to have, to be more confident is to have the good coaches around you and even the people training you also. And also, bakit sobrang close lahat? Because it's really a game of inches eh.
Yeah.
One wrong move and you're dead.
Totoo yun. And it's
So-
like, I think you suffer together din.
Yes. Kasi lahat tayo nasasaktan eh.
Totoo.
But one MMA coach, one boxing coach, one wrestling coach, dapat lahat magkakausap eh. I had this fighter before. He's very good in Muay Thai. I was telling him, when you do Muay Thai, you tell your coach, I'll meet him. Kasi baka iba yung tinuturo sa'yo.
Yeah.
Iba din yung game plan natin.
Yeah.
True enough. Yung kalaban niya, wrestler, ang turo pala sa kanya ng Muay Thai
Strike. Stand and
ng
bang.
coach niya. Low kick and low kick and low kick.
Ay, patay.
Sabi ko second
Huli.
round, don't throw any kicks anymore kasi tinitake down ka lang.
Yeah.
After the belt, bang! Low kick, take down. So I was telling him, you have to be very close. You have to have you're in each other's head and heart
Communicate.
Also, yes.
Yeah.
So at least lahat nandoon eh. Like with yung mga the champion teams now in UFC and whatever, they're very close.
Yeah.
Totoo yun. It's like
Yeah.
yung
Noguera and Anderson
Oh,
Silva
yeah.
are like brothers, man.
they have
Yeah.
Black House. You have right now it's what's Kane's camp? Is it AKA?
AKA.
AKA is on the and you always have Jackson's MMA, and right now, I think the
Novo
Black Zillions,
Niao.
the Novo Niao, man, these guys are
Grabe
animals.
ngayon, yeah.
But I think the Black Zillions, I'm not saying they're not good, but it's more of marketing for me. because you have Alistair Overeem and all of these other guys. But Henry Hoof,
Rashad yung pinakaano nila.
even Vitor Belfort, you have Alistair Overeem still there. You know what I mean? He's just been a string of losses, and Henry Hoof. I've researched their coaches, legit sila lahat, but it's just they haven't strung these wins yet. Yung mga big dogs nila, but. Their shirts are pretty sick. Solid eh. Tyrone Spong, parang
if you
marketing,
look at
solid.
Team Alpha Male,
That's another
they
team.
have a very good
Dwayne Bang.
run because of Dwayne Bang.
Lovely.
Right?
Yeah, for
ang
sure.
ganda.
Diba? So, yun, parang sa Black Zell yan, paglagay ka lang then you mesh each other well, okay.
Totoo yun. Yeah.
Speaking of teams, one team who had a big weekend last Saturday was Team Lakay. First Filipino fighter. Let's move on to
for
UFC
sure.
Fight Night.
Let's go
Safedine
there.
versus Lim. A lot of great fights. Another Pinoy, John De Los Reyes, was against Kimura. Unfortunately, he lost via armbar.
He was fighting out of Guam, but he's part Filipino.
Part Filipino.
I saw the
But,
flag.
yeah.
Eh.
Pare, he has a flag on the
tarpaulin.
tarp.
Yeah.
A former 1FC fighter, Leonardo Isa, lost to Doan via triangle choke. He fell asleep. What's up with
at the
Brazil?
end of the round.
Yeah, what's up with BJJ fighters and not tapping?
I don't know.
Like
Yeah,
pride.
it's a pride
Isa
gamble.
also went and he looked really weak even during the weigh-in.
Yeah, kinda.
He
Yeah,
was
actually.
very weak.
The
Yeah.
weight cut.
Apparently,
I
I heard then De Los Reyes will be moving down a division after this fight.
Oh, okay.
He'll move
Yeah, he
down.
looks like he's
He's
meant
just
to fight at 25.
flyweight. diba?
Kasi, I mean, he's Kimura's pretty big. Matangkad talaga siya eh. Ito talaga, for more fights sa 25 kasi
Yeah, and he'll
dun
be
lang
strong
umiikot
there.
eh.
Yeah.
Dun lang umiikot eh.
Yeah.
So, but let's talk about the fight that matters to the Philippines, though. First Filipino fighter, David Galera, against first Singaporean UFC fighter,
Royston
Wee. Royston ba o Hoyston?
Royston.
Hindi siya Brazilian.
It's like Hoist chocolates. No, it's not Hoist chocolates.
Unfortunately, our boy Dave Galera lost via decision, unanimous decision.
Yeah.
Break it down. I'm kind of
Sige.
Wrestling 3
about
rounds.
it.
That's it.
Yeah, pretty much. Royston we just took him down, controlled him on the ground. Didn't really land any significant strikes, though he did cut the eyebrow of Galera in the first round pa lang. But that's pretty much it. It was like people would compare it like to a John Fitch fighting style, lay and
More like,
pray.
Yeah.
So
Props to
sayang.
Galera, though. I think the reason why Royston Wee wasn't able to posture up and bang with Galera on the ground was
Busy.
because he kept being
Active
busy
on his back.
underneath and kept on throwing the punches from a la Anderson Silva, actually.
Yeah, and he had a very active guard, kept attacking with submission. So props to Galera for that. A lot of people, syempre, were calling out, yung Filipinos were calling out, hey man, we need improved wrestling here.
For sure.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
that's been the story of the whole
And
2 years.
I just wanna
Stands true today.
add na it was so surreal for me that out of Baguio City, Philippines,
yes.
and he came out with a
Yeah, man.
flag.
And
You know what I
with
mean?
the
It's like
UFC
with the Team
gloves.
Lakay shirt and
Exactly.
the shorts and everything, man, so surreal for me.
Exactly. And the salute.
Yeah,
pare.
and when the round would end, napunta sa corner.
Maging Ilocano yung mga...
Tagalog. I was like,
Oh.
ganito gawin mo.
yeah.
Serious, I can understand this shit.
Oh, it's pretty
Ganun
cool,
eh.
pretty
For the
cool.
first time, what?
No
way.
yung mga Pinoy na kahit hindi alam yan, marinig lang yung Tagalog.
Okay.
Okay
Na, pwede na ako mamatay.
Yeah.
Pwede na mamatay. I don't know.
Although, one thing though, I mean, despite the loss, this is a big step for Pinoy
Definitely.
Pinoy MMA. I mean,
Sana
after
tuloy-tuloy
this,
na.
sana tuloy-tuloy
Yeah.
na. I heard he has a 6-fight contract with the
6-fight
UFC.
contract.
So this isn't the last time
Yeah.
we'll be seeing a Filipino in the octagon, and a lot of fighters out there. Eric Kelly, for one, has talks with the UFC
Yeah.
right now. So we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see who fights next. But how big an impact is this to Pinoy MMA? I mean,
Well, very, very, because Philippines has been we love combat sports.
yes,
We
definitely.
have Pacquiao, we have the Taekwondo, the Wushus, but this time, we've been toiling for so long to have a Filipino international scene, much more on the UFC.
Yeah.
Diba? Yun naman din talaga yung dream namin when we started to have someone
Super
in
Bowl
the
of
UFC.
MMA.
Yes,
Mhm.
Diba? So we've got Polayang, Bilingon,
Yeah.
Exactly.
Stakyo, and One FC. And right now we have Dave Galera. So with this one, it's not just Filipinos loving the sport also, but on the more, if we're going to look at it in the kumbaga business side of it, there will be more sponsors.
Yeah.
Yes.
If you pass by EDSA, you'll see Mark Striegel.
Yeah.
Echo.
Face,
The
the
Echo
Echo.
billboard. Yeah.
So what is that for the fighters? Well, it's not just the money, but the livelihood.
For sure.
You have syempre yung diet nila. Yung
Team.
tapang araw-araw nila, di ba?
Team.
Every day,
Coaches,
yes,
yeah.
For the coaches also, right? So it's just bound to get better every day because of that.
Like their training will
Yes.
improve. They'll win more. More sponsors come in.
Yes.
I have
It's a
a
cycle,
improves,
yeah.
I have a question.
Tuloy-tuloy.
I have a question. What is your take on boxing? These boxers getting paid this much, particularly Mayweather, and of course, you being a former MMA fighter, you know, we constantly hear Tito Ortiz and all of these guys give their 2 cents
Complaining
about it.
about pay.
Complaining,
Yeah.
basically, it's like I'm not there to get into a, I'm not gonna touch his face for 12 rounds with these 12-ounce gloves. I'm there to finish him in however way I can.
I can. Yeah.
You know what I mean? But what's your take on that
Well,
in terms of money?
you know what? Right now, at least in the UFC, they're earning a lot already.
They're not
Yeah.
poor. I'm saying
Yes,
these guys are not
very
poor
much.
for sure.
But what they don't know is that it's the business model of each sport organization is different.
It's different. Totoo.
It's really different. UFC is the one paying for the fighters, but with the promotions of boxing, it's the HBO. will be
Dami.
putting up
Yeah,
the
yeah.
event, and then they will just be. Diba, sila lang magbibigay ng pera.
Yeah,
It's
totoo.
not really coming out of their bank. Eh.
Yeah.
But UFC is just really, they have to have, kumbaga, they're employed in the
Yeah.
UFC.
Yeah.
So
And it's
they're
a young
really
sport.
Yes. Until now, boxing is still a bigger sport compared
Yeah.
to MMA. As much as we are fans of MMA, we can't really take away the fact that boxing is more popular still.
But boxing's been there. I mean, it's
Yeah.
been
Been
there
around
for
for a very
so
long
many
time.
years. That what MMA has accomplished in,
In
20
years is
Years.
so much compared
Yeah.
to
Like,
boxing. Yeah, exactly.
it's exploded exponentially talaga eh.
Exactly.
But
And
then
it's continually getting bigger.
For sure. I just wanted to touch on that kasi for the young people out there who are trying to get into MMA and to hear it from a former MMA fighter is, in terms of the, monetary
Monetarily.
side, yung totoo naman yun, it's like these guys are also, at the end of the day, it's how to put food on the table. I constantly say that kasi, sometimes, kunwari, a fighter loses and people say, oh man, ano talaga, walang kwenta, ganyan. You don't know that, he had to prepare and all of this.
Pinaghirapan niya lahat
Pinaghirapan
yan,
niya.
yeah.
It's like, it's
True.
their, kabuhayan nila yun. It's like,
Yeah.
right now, you could be having a desk job and, I don't know.
Imagine, dude.
Here, in boxing here in Philippines, some fighters, like their debut fights in boxing, they get paid what? 500, 700?
Yeah.
And half of that will go to the manager.
Oh my God.
It's
yeah.
bigger in MMA now when
Exactly.
you start,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But
As a start, yeah.
as a start, it's bigger still.
Although
But,
in the bigger fighters, I mean, with Manny Pacquiao, Floyd Mayweather, you're talking about $50 million.
For sure.
When in fact, Cain Velasquez went home with $300,000 during his last
Malaki na yan, malaki na yan.
championship
yes,
fight.
championship,
That
yeah.
was a championship
Anderson
fight.
went home with 600, win or lose.
See?
Losing pala.
That's
If he
just-
won, he
that's
would
not-
have a bonus of 200. I saw
It's
that.
not even 1%
Not
of
even close, man.
Manny Pacquiao's payday.
Yeah.
Sa hatiin pa niya yun.
I said,
Exactly.
if you think about like fighter pay, and then diba, we really exalt yung mga Team Lakay fighters. Like they're the best fighters we got.
Yeah, yeah.
They fought once lang last year. That was their one big payday the whole
The
year.
whole year.
So
yeah.
they're our best fighters, but they're not living like with limousines and shit. Diba? Parang, it's a very tough lifestyle. Then for a fighter.
You are busy already. You are very busy if you've fought 3 times within the year.
Mhm.
Yes, true.
That's
Diba?
3 paydays a year.
Kasi like parang Chris Lieben, like he fought parang short notice and he won yung ganon in terms of
He
parang,
holds the record for
so,
most fights in
consecutive.
like,
He was pretty busy
consecutive
that
fights,
year,
yeah.
I remember. Pero yun nga, people don't understand it. We have to educate the people out there. You're really busy if you get to fight 3 times within a year. So yun.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I think was able to fight about 12 times.
Yun,
last
grabe,
year, but
wild.
He fought
again,
a lot.
It's different. Again, it's like what we're saying. We're educating people here. The business model of MMA and boxing is totally different.
Yeah, totally
for sure.
different. Yeah.
So most outfits for MMA, it's really all expenses will be coming from the MMA outfit as compared to the boxing. That they have also the media already.
Yeah.
At least if you look at different parts of the other countries, they don't allow MMA yet. Even Thailand,
Yeah.
it's very big in
I know,
Muay
in
Thai
kickboxing.
sports,
Yeah, for sure.
but they don't allow MMA. So
New
when you
York.
fight there,
New York.
you get very New York, where
Big
Weidman is
market.
from.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
They get very small income, so they have to, because of the very low income for most MMA outfits, also because of the expenses, they have to at least equally divide it among all the fighters that will be participating. Naman.
Tama.
And
Yeah.
I also
Kawawa din
think
naman.
to legalize MMA, I would just want to just remove that mentality from everyone out there na that it is not human cockfighting. People,
Yes.
Yeah.
it's
It's one of the
hard for-
safest combat sports out there.
Ganito, honestly, it was inspired by movies like Bloodsport, The Quest. You know what I mean? These
notions.
The history, precedes itself.
Pero totoo, it's like I was watching UFC, a generation, fighting for a generation. It's true. It's in our DNA. Like, if there was a couple having sex on the street, and there was two people fighting, there would be more people watching the two people fight than watching the
Ewan ko
totoo
lang
yun.
ay.
No, dude, ikaw yung isa dun, pero
Si Oji nandun.
I'm not saying na hindi ako
Depende,
liligon from
right?
time to time.
Ano nangyari?
Si ano lang pala,
Tama,
nakita ko
it's in
na
our
yun eh.
DNA. It's a
Yeah,
fight
yeah.
or flight naman kasi.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Kung may nangyari, it's either you run away or you fight So
Totoo yan, totoo yun.
it's a more of di ba?
Like sa high school, kunwari, hindi mo...
Away.
Sino to parang kahit sa section ka, hindi mo kilala mo nanonood. Totoo yun totoo yun
exactly.
It's in our DNA talaga.
And si Joe Rogan has said, parang we're fixated with domination. Like war and all sports are about domination.
totoo.
Yeah.
And you're never really dominated until you're dominated in a fight.
Yeah.
So Joe Rogan said like
The test of your character.
if someone dunks on you, you say,
Okay.
"Oh, you dunked on me, but I can kick your ass."
Yeah.
It's never the other way around.
Yeah,
Na,
yeah.
Totoo
He's
yun.
kicking your ass and, "Ooh, I could dunk on you." The way you never
Yeah,
think.
yeah.
Exactly.
It's like the be all and end all yung fight.
Totoo,
So
totoo.
that's the beauty
I
of it.
always kid with my friends na pag basketball ka naman, kung wala kayong real life application. Bakit pag napaaway ka ba sa kalye? Pa-basketball ba kayo?
Totoo.
Biro lang naman din.
Oh.
sir.
For sure.
Basket tayo.
Bro, ang angas mo ah. Oh, tara, check. No. Yeah, but I love basketball for one, but
Yeah, it's
it
great,
is
fun
it's
sport.
true talaga. It's like what Gab said. If you dunk on me, okay, I get to may reasons yun eh. Genetics, matangkad ka. You've had a lot of time on your hands. But you can test yourself until like, dude, it's not like you're looking for a fight, but you gotta check yourself din.
Yeah.
It's a reality eh. Totoo yun.
Exactly.
Wait, talking about URCC, mentioned Will the Kill Chope.
He fought.
I just
He
wanna-
fought in this card.
Yeah. Against Max Holloway.
Max Holloway, he lost by a strikes KO.
He showed heart.
Start-
Showed heart.
Showed heart though.
Showed heart.
Yeah. Tallest fighter in
Tallest
that
fighter
division.
in any weight class. Wild yun, grabe. 145, 6'4".
And then we have the main card, the main event, which
Safedine
was
versus
Safedine
Lim.
versus Lim.
Wild yun,
Chop
man.
down Lim.
Yeah,
with
like the kasi totoo game
but
plan.
again, heart.
Game plan na chop the bigger man down. Lim is
With
6'3", Safedine's like 5'10". So yung distance, how to close that. Lim striking, we were talking about it earlier. Lim striking wasn't that sharp, but man, ton of heart. That lead leg was gone. I thought he was out na in the fourth. It was by the end of the night, siguro black na talaga yun.
Oo, pare.
He
Totoo,
was
totoo.
Hindi
battle
makakalakad
cry,
yun
fifth
the next
round,
day,
diba?
man.
Battle cry, he let out this kumbaga sa
It was
Need
great.
for Speed, yun yung Nitro
Nitro.
boost sa ano.
He
Very-
almost caught
almost,
Safedin,
the
man.
60
Oh,
more
yeah,
seconds,
yeah.
Safedin would be out.
I think with this UFC fight night, it just shows that most of them are debuting in UFC.
Yeah.
They just like what we were talking about earlier. They just threw all the game plans
Out the
out
window.
of the octagon, then just go out. Because with Galera, first and foremost, honestly, his strength is grappling. He's nowhere. I don't know. I'm not sure, but I believe he's nowhere Fulayang and Biling in terms of striking or even Eustaquio. But he went in there, gigil na gigil, just
Leg
went
kicks.
mad rush. They just got takedown. Second round, same thing.
Same
Third
thing
round,
happened.
well, he got a few
Punches
strikes
in,
in,
yeah.
but then again,
Take
through
down.
a leg and a knee. So
Yeah.
again, takedown
Yeah.
with choke. Again, was doing well with just controlling the distance, but again, his main strength was just clinching, and then the knee. But he wasn't able to get that in. With
Holloway.
Lim and Safedin, Lim was just throwing the
Wild.
the
Haymakers,
knees, the
the-
flying knees
Yeah,
without
flying.
even setting it up
Hands
properly.
down,
right?
the
Yeah,
hands down.
Hands
I
down,
know, man.
exactly.
I guess it's more of we want to show the UFC brass that we're here.
Mm-hmm.
But I think they gained so much. I think it's gaining a fan base then.
Yes.
They've established themselves in Asia after Macau and this after Singapore. And man, I'm a fan now of Safedin.
Yeah,
I'm a fan
definitely.
Yeah,
of him.
man.
Same here. Same.
As
Yeah,
in,
both guys.
Totoo
Yeah.
yun, like John Anik said that there is no doubt that their fan base
Will
both
grow.
will
Yes,
swell. Totoo yun eh. It's like,
Definitely.
even just a bad matchup for not a bad fight, but yung the Dutra Kunimoto.
Yes.
That was a
yeah,
weird
with,
ending. That was a bad ending.
With a 12 to 6.
12 to 6 elbows, the back of the head. He had to remove Kunimoto with a stretcher. So, and
Dutra crying.
Dutra crying. So you check that out on YouTube if it's up. And Kawajiri versus Soriano.
Oh, yeah.
Who's Soriano again? Who?
Sean Soriano.
from
Sean Soriano
Blackzilian.
from the Blackzilians.
From the
And
Blackzilian.
Henry Hooft was saying this is the best striker even after Tyrone Spong and
But
Alistair Overeem.
Kawajiri is a legend in Asian
Yes,
MMA. I mean,
And he's a young gun.
The
Soriano's
Crusher.
Soriano's a young gun. you know what I
yeah.
mean?
Got caught with a rear naked.
And as Brian Stan pointed out, Kawajiri is massive for this weight class. Again.
Again.
He kept saying that.
Almost
in
every fight.
Arena. He's massive for this weight class. Anyway,
Yeah.
so
But yeah, Kawajiri just really fought for a long time.
yeah.
Mhm.
And
33
then after
wins.
this,
I
he
think.
was honest enough to say that he got the jitter still.
Totoo yun.
Yeah.
Still different.
First
First time at the
UFC
big
fight,
stage
big
talaga.
stage.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of big stages, I hope they come here though.
I
UFC
think there are
Philippines.
talks na eh. I
There
think
are
they've already said-
talks, but
there
you
were-
know,
It's been a long time already that they've been having talk, but I guess again, because with Singapore, there's only about 5,200 seats or
Mhm.
tickets that they've sold, and that's sold out already. Here in the Philippines, if they come in here, they should be coming in here just like with Singapore. They shouldn't be expecting too much on the ticket sales.
yeah, that's true.
Because here,
That's true.
there's still a very thin MMA avid fan will be shelling out
Thousands,
5,000
yeah.
up
Mhm.
for a fight.
Although
I
right
guess-
now we don't know because
Yes.
UFC has a big name and UFC has a very big
No, but,
fan base
but
in the
it's
Tama yung
Philippines.
also-
purchasing power.
Yeah,
Ah,
again,
yeah,
purchase
that's
power.
true.
It's just like the same thing with why Pacquiao cannot fight here in the
Here in the
Philippines
Philippines.
because they will not be having that 50 million payday. here in the
10,000 peso
Philippines, yes.
tickets?
Totoo
No
yun.
way. Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
all of us can,
But imagine a
be
UFC
politicians.
Philippines with
Yeah, if they can just have or
UFC
even just,
Philippines with Mark
Chavit
Munoz.
sponsor. Sponsor kami.
Ultimate Fighter with
Yeah.
many
Yeah.
Filipinos.
Yeah.
You know.
Imagine a UFC Philippines with Mark Munoz as a headliner.
Yeah, no, we were talking about
Yeah.
that. We were chatting about that. Tayong tatlo na, if the Filipino fighters can get, pwede yun, Mark Munoz and Brandon Vera as in
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
Ultimate
why
Fighter.
not?
Pwede yun.
Pwede
Yeah.
yun.
They
Yeah.
actually announced that they
saying.
could have a Southeast Asia tough. Diba?
Yun, I think
Yeah,
that would
that
be
would be-
that would make more sense kasi
Uh-huh.
They've already set up they've done a show in Macau.
Singapore.
Pwede,
Philippines has
pwede.
them.
Yeah, they
Good
said the
stable.
only problem there would be the language barrier.
Language.
Yeah, how to coach everybody on one team.
Yung
Ilocano
isa
na
pa.
tayo siguro. May Ilocano tayo, may Ilonggo, may Chinese.
Seriously.
All right, so before we end, though, big news
Yeah.
coming, 2014. What's up?
2014.
What
So
do we
sad-
have to look forward to?
Yeah,
for
so first of all, diba, they announced UFC is targeting late second quarter, which is pretty much midway point of the year, that they'll have a UFC Philippines. But that's a target, nothing official yet. Also, ONE FC will be having the next Manila or Philippines event in the Philippines in April. Yeah, so that's big news. No card yet, and there's no official announcement yet, but that's what we're looking at. So they'll be back here pretty soon.
That's nice.
And also, Louis Smolka vacated the flyweight title of PXC. This
He jumped into UFC.
yeah, he was assigned
Recently
to UFC.
acquired
So
by
now
UFC.
the PXC will put together a title fight. Roldan Sangchaan
Wow.
of Team Lakay will fight.
Wild.
Let's get this guy's name right. He's from Thailand. Rambaa Somdet, who's like a legendary Muay Thai guy.
Okay.
He's like 11-2, 1-0 in PXC, but he's really good. So they're most likely gonna fight for the title.
That'll be a war, stand-up
Yeah,
war.
stand-up battle. So at least another Team Lakay fighter will get a good chance to claim a belt. So there are a lot of big things to look forward to.
Big things happening.
this year,
So
yeah.
watch out for it on Dojo Drifter Live, dojodrifter.com, and Dojo_Drifter on Twitter.
Yeah.
And lastly, really before we end, as all of you might know, this guy right here has finished half of his fights with a rear naked choke. And, sayang naman.
You're already
diba?
naked.
Oh, pare.
Rear na lang.
And
Rear
total,
na lang.
we're in the Philippines.
Yeah!
And if you know one thing about the Philippines, there's always this term na pag may meet na bagong tao, ang laging hirit dyan is, sample naman. So,
Tama.
right now, our viewers
Sample.
will teach you guys how to lock in a rear
A
naked
proper
choke.
rear naked
So,
So I will
how
do
do we
it
do this? Yeah.
Kawajiri style.
Uh,
You see him
I'm
tapping
scared.
and then don't.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, no! Don't let
Kawajiri
go!
style.
Pwede bang magmaalistaya na lang tayo
Ay,
dito?
hindi.
or-
Wala. Ikaw, pare. Ikaw.
Let's
Okay,
just...
alright. So
alright.
this is very, very.
Bilis
You're
lang.
sitting down.
Okay.
Oh my God! Get out
Hindi ko naman alam na ganito ka-sexy.
Oo nga,
yung-
eh. Sorry for what I'm wearing.
I will. Maybe I will just imagine na si Ellen
Yeah. Oh, yan. Tama.
Okay.
Sige.
So I guess
Sige.
very, very basic. Rear naked choke lang tayo, guys. Okay. So you put in your arm underneath this chin. Make sure your elbow should be tucked in underneath this chin.
Okay.
Huwag yung dito sa loob. Okay. And then you just grab your bicep. And then when you do it, you can do it. Some people do it all the way back. All right.
Or just
And then
squeeze
squeeze on the back or just squeeze here. So what you do is just make sure that you keep your elbows in together, and then you slightly pull it up a bit.
Damn! That was just a few seconds, man. Damn! Oh my God! Thank you, sir. Thank you. Salamat.
Yeah,
Respect.
guys, so yun, that's a rear naked choke.
I'm not a practitioner. I've never grappled and I've never dabbled in jiu-jitsu. Boxing, yes, but
Don't do
jiu-jitsu
it
never.
wearing that, huh?
Yeah, no. I
Please
promise.
don't do it.
But dude, that was like 2 seconds, and I already felt the tension behind it.
Richard Lasprilla, ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and
Yes,
gentlemen,
from
yeah,
the
give
UFC
him a
champ.
hand.
Lasprilla.
Thank you very much.
Lasprilla!
And that we end the show. First show of 2014, Dojo Drifter Live with Sir Richard. Sir, do you have anything to say?
Well, thank you very much for having me here. And
No,
then,
thank you.
No problem.
guys. Just follow MMA, especially Filipino MMA, whatever.
Yeah.
All organizations that we have here. It's one best way for us to support the Filipino fighters, and we're just bound to get better.
Yes.
With every losses that we have, it's an opportunity for us to grow bigger.
For sure.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Alright, so
Guys, i-advertise namin to. I-auction namin soon.
So
I-auction
follow
namin.
us, Dojo Drifter, in Facebook, Twitter, and on
That was
Instagram.
the first move of the week.
Yes,
Next
first
time,
move
yeah,
of the
man.
week.
We'll have more of those, right?
Yes.
On,
have-
on,
we'll have
all on
less.
odds.
We have so we have so much in store for you this
course we'll have more.
2014. Keep on tuning in. Dojo Drifter on WusaStudios.com.
Tsaka pag tumawag kayo, huwag niyo ibaba ka agad.
Yes. Talk with us. Talk to us. 631-2264. Let us know what you think about the show. Tweet us up, Dojo_Drifter. That's the show, folks. I'm Audrey,
This is Gab.
I'm Spanky.
and we're with Sir
Richard
Richard
Lasprilla.
Lasprilla, URCC champ.
I-like nyo na
in
sa
the
Facebook.
house.
I-like nyo na.
Follow
Yes,
him on
guys.
Twitter,
Yeah.
RL Extreme. He live tweets, fights, epic tweets. Really
Yeah,
funny
yeah.
guy.
He follows
there.
Dojo Drifter. So follow
Yes.
nyo na rin.
Follow
guys.
us.
Yeah, why not?
Yes.
Diba?
That's the show, guys.
Thank you
this has
very
been
much.
Dojo Drifter live. MMA all day.
Peace out, guys. Thank you very much. See you next week.
Hindi na ako nakaganito. Next show.
Oh!
Oh my God!